like you're singing a song, and this is like part of the effects processor.
All right, let me try one more tweak here. How about now?
It's still like that, but it's not disruptive. It's a good volume.
Okay. This could just be a very intimate game setting. Hello.
Joey, can you do a couple tests where you say I love you?
Yes.
It actually got better.
Nice.
Let's get more of the lower register on the next one.
I was accidentally streaming us and listening to us live at the same time, so I got very confused. We're live.
Chad, did you break the timeline?
I'm falling into the loop. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the video game tabletop RPG simulator sesh. I'm your host. Drinks a lot.
So how many emails or comments did I miss that would have told me that we're live streaming?
Oh, yeah, lots. Did you not know that we streamed last time?
I did not.
Wow.
Yes, you did. Jake,
I wasn't even there, and I knew that.
You did. You were there. We talked about it, and I talked about whether or not you wanted to share your video, and you were like, I'd rather not. Did you not know that was like we were talking about that moment that we were living in?
I didn't know you were talking to me.
But you replied.
I had no idea.
With your voice, you said, "I'd rather not share my video."
Maybe that he was just speaking in generalizations.
Yeah, that was like the royal you.
One thing I did completely forget to do was share my screen, which I'm not going to forget to do this time. So my plan was to screen share Roll20. If I can get my mouse over it, I'll do so. And then we could have our videos in Roll20 if we wanted to have videos, and then use Hangouts for audio. But nobody wanted to do video except for me. So feel free to turn off your video in Hangouts, because I'm just going to be screen sharing this cool floating temple or whatever.
Cool.
You ready?
I'll take my shirt off now.
Yeah, feel free to take your shirt off. Take all of your shirts off.
Sweet.
So because we had so many comments last time about how terrible Michael was, he's not here tonight. So we're going to play Magister Lor instead of Lady Blackbird, which they're kind of related. They're in the same sort of set of mini games that the dude who made Blades in the Dark made. This was before Blades in the Dark. So the premise of this world is it's sort of a mini solar system. Let me bring you guys over here real quick.
There better not be any spoilers up there when
this isn't the right game. But you see like the cool like star map thing. There's essentially a dying star surrounded by these little mini planets, and everything has breathable gases within it as well. So there are all these floating planets, and there are cities and civilizations on them, and people have airships, and there are like giant sky squids, and people have weird magic and stuff, and it's all like due to the sun. And it's like steampunkish. So that's where we are. Actually, there's a different map for Lore that I didn't, for some reason. Oh, here it is. Here's the map for Lore. If you zoom in on Empire. So I think at this time we're not at like Steam airships. We're more at like Magic, like pirate ship airships. But who cares? You know, we're making this up. You do what you want. And the gist with these games is they're like pre-gen. It's like a pre-gen scenario and a set of pre-generated characters. So like you guys get to pick from a list of 4 at this point of who you want to be, and it's kind of just like a mini situation. Definitely like a 1 to 3 shot kind of thing. We played Lady Blackbird once before. One time, I think Jake, you were gone, and we were playing Thunder Tree, and so we like tried that out, and I think it worked out really well. I don't know if you guys remember.
Didn't Kelly fall asleep?
Yeah, but that's it's kind of bound to happen.
Par for the course.
I had fun. So after this one, we can do Lady Blackbird again, and because that's like a 5. There are 5 characters in that game, so I wanted everybody to be there if we were going to do that. So first thing I do is I'm supposed to read you the intro of this situation, and then you guys are going to pick characters. Okay. Okay.
Yes. We're all muted. Yes.
Ah,
We're trying to keep the audio quality pristine.
Oh yeah, we gotta have this good for when it's in the Library of Congress later.
By the way, Joe, I don't know if you knew this, but for some reason, when you muted, we could still hear you.
I think it was for through Roll20. I noticed Roll20 has my video. Actually, that's why I sound echoey, because I'm set up in both.
That's why.
Oh yeah, you have to every new Roll20 game you have to change the settings again and again. So did you get it?
So I ruined the sound quality already.
I didn't hear any echo.
All right, hang on here.
Yeah, you can just make it broadcast nothing, or if you want to do video.
I think because you can decide what you receive as well. That's probably why.
Oh yeah.
All right. Anyways, enough of that. Sorry.
Okay.
Jimmy, go ahead and cut that in post. Thanks.
Yeah, we'll cut. Michael,
Yeah, thanks.
Cut that out. You're now the editor. If you don't attend the episode, you have to edit the episode. That's the rule. Magister Lor is the last surviving member of the Strelai, an ancient order of mystics that imprisoned the demons who cast the worlds into the sky. The Magister has secretly trained a young apprentice, Kai Tuvari, in the occult art of sorcery, because Kai's blood is bound to the essence which lights the sky star and gives life to the worlds. Only the discipline of sorcery can control this power. However, Magister Lor is not the only one with a secret apprentice. The demon Satara, imprisoned in the essence crystal which powers Lor's sanctum, has visited Kel Tuvari, Kai's twin, in dreams, whispering dark promises and extracting dire oaths. Magister Lor chose not to train Kel as a child. The power in Kel's blood was too dark and dangerous to ever draw out safely, but Satara had other plans. Even now, Kel has crept down to the lowest level of the sanctum and completed the ritual to release Satara from her crystal prison. The demon emerges, singing the song to summon the great Leviathans from the lower depths. Will the Magister stop the Leviathans from dragging the crystal into the depths? Will Satara free the rest of the demons from their prison? Will the twins turn on each other or betray their masters? Why were the demons imprisoned? Does anyone remember? Can enemies change their beliefs? Or are duty and vengeance the only ways?
Wow, that was like straight from Tyrion's mouth. Anyone else get that?
I can see that a little bit.
Who's Tyrion?
Lannister, of course.
Who's Lannister? Jake doesn't throne.
Oh no.
Cultural reference. Come on, Jake. If you're gonna stay relevant as a podcast, you really have to watch all the new stuff.
Oh, I was trying to stay relevant by not watching a 10-year-old show.
Ooh, harsh.
I would not let a 10-year-old watch that show.
That's true.
I would like to be the demon Satara.
Oh my. So in the journal, I've made everybody's character sheets. This is going to be kind of manual because there isn't like a character sheet for this game that you can edit in Roll20. But yeah, you can see there's the 4 characters and then the rules. And so maybe you guys can like open those up in multiple windows and figure out who you want to be. We know Aaron wants to be the demon.
I kind of wanted to be the demon too. Can I also be the demon?
You can be the
Yeah, that's
demon.
all.
I
Just
don't
be
have to
the
be Satara.
No, it's fine. You
No,
called
that's
it.
cool. I'll take Snargle. That's me.
That's a different game, buddy.
Oh, okay.
Come on.
That'd be weird. What if Snargle were here?
But Satara?
Who's Snargle?
Man, we really need to work on our relevance.
Yeah, Joe. You need to keep track of early 2000s indie game lore. This is cultural references, man.
Whose baby's crying?
I just assumed. I just
Thundercats.
Oh, I think you're
Personally,
right.
but I don't know if anybody got that.
I was gonna guess it was a character from like Frat Rock or something.
Yeah. I mean, it's a character in Lady Blackbird, but it sounds a lot like Snarf, or is that what his name is? Snarf from Thundercats?
Yeah.
Oh my god, you used to do you would do Snarf when you would imitate Emily's voice as
Yes.
Snarf.
That's correct.
Okay. That was fun.
I will be my natural role as the young adult touched by darkness in
Okay.
Keltuvari.
Cool.
I don't actually care who I am, which means I have nothing to lose.
Well, you got to pick. Maybe just you can pick
All right.
last, I guess.
I'll be
Who does Joe want to be?
Keenan Tuvari.
Keenan Ivory Tuvari.
I'll be the Magister.
Nice. That's exciting.
Who loves orange soda? Now that's relevant.
What?
Keenan and Kel?
Oh yeah. See that? I don't know, man.
Wow.
That was after my time.
This podcast is going downhill quick.
Yeah. Quick. We got to save this thing. Joe, sing a song.
Ooh, it's going down a lot quicker.
Don't sing a song. All right.
Is
So
this my time, girl?
okay. So who's the demon?
I am.
And who is Kel?
That's Jake.
No, that's no. You're Kai.
Oh, I'm Kai.
Kel. Yeah,
Kel is. I mean, I don't
I'm the
want.
demon.
Kel is the one that released the demon. Kai. So you've got Magister Lor and his apprentice is Kai. So those are kind of like the good guys. Like it's not the good guys because you guys can do whatever you want, but Kai is the one who has essence in his blood, and Kel is the twin who has the void. That's where his magic comes from, is the void. And he's the one, or she, or they, we don't really know yet, are the one who has been, sworn oath to the demon and is coming to release it. Cool. So the way this game works, you have these two. Hey, Aaron, can you mute when you're clicking, my dude?
Yeah.
You have these two traits. I'm looking at Kel's, for example. So gifted and outcast. That's sort of like your focus of your background and where your skills and things come from. And so anytime you are wanting to like do something that is gonna like be some sort of conflict, then you pick one of those two traits that sort of satisfies what you're trying to do. And then underneath it, there are, I don't know what those are called. Yeah.
Tags.
The tags are the lowest level.
Actually, so sorry, just to repeat that. So his traits are on the left underneath gifted. I just want to know how to read the sheet.
Yeah, I guess I don't know what the top things are called. Maybe those are just like the attributes or something. So yeah, the traits would be daring, attuned, experienced, and survivor. And then underneath each trait are tags: athletic, reckless, pilot, stunts. And then the tags in brackets are ones that you can unlock, but you currently don't have. Oh, I was just muted, I think. Sorry.
I heard all that.
Yeah, I heard all that.
Weird.
And then don't you need the keys to unlock those other things?
So the keys are sort of like how you get XP. So turning a key is like playing your character. And when you do that thing, you'll get an XP. And when you get 5 XP, you can earn an advance, which means you can unlock one of those tags, or you can get a new special ability, or you can get a new key sometimes. And then each key has a buy-off, which is basically like the opposite of the current like bond or whatever. And if you decide to change your character so drastically that you would buy off that key, then you earn 2 advances like right away. So you basically like level up twice if you change your character drastically. Let me read how we roll dice. So when you try to overcome an obstacle, you roll a pool of dice. So you take a die if the action falls under one of your identities. That's what they're called. So the identities for Kel are gifted and outcast. Then you add another die for each trait under the identity that applies. So you could have up to 2 more based on what your traits say. And then you pick one of the traits and you add a die for each of the tags that apply based on what you're trying to do. If a tag is in italics, it counts for 2 dice. If a tag is shown as a list, choose 1 tag from the list. You can't apply them all at once. So if it's, yeah, I don't know, nullify, attack, defend, or control, you have to pick one of those. We'll figure it out when we go. Don't worry too much about it. Just say what you're going to do, and then we'll figure that out. Is that cool?
Yep.
Got it.
Cool. Okay. So I just need to write down again so I remember who the fuck is who. So Lor is Joe. Kai is Matt. Kel is Jake. Keenan is Aaron.
Opposite. Matt is Kel. I am Kai.
I thought you were the bad one.
No.
I'm the young adult touched by darkness.
Okay, Matt, that one. Awesome.
It's my natural role.
So
we're totally used to this, by the way.
cool. So like Magister Lor's sanctum is this like floating rock. It's not anywhere near the size of like some of the major planets in the Empire. It's doesn't really have its own gravity. There's probably some sort of magical device that helps you not fly off of it. But this is what it looks like on the right here. And we start off at night. Kel has snuck into the lower sanctum of this this floating rock and has performed the ritual on this like it's like this giant multifaceted purple crystal with like as you walk around it you can see like faces of like different people, and as you would stop and look you might think you see a relative, and then it kind of like blurs away into nothing. And Kel, you've performed this ritual. I mean, essentially, like we start out with you standing at the base of this like 10-foot purple stone that draws to a point into the like marble floor, and it's just like barely touching the floor. Like somehow it's not levitating, but it's somehow balancing perfectly towards the base. And light and darkness and smoke and tendrils start pouring out of the top of this this stone as the demon Satara like wrenches herself free. And Kai,
Yes.
you wake up in your dormitory in a cold sweat, having just dreamt this.
Wow.
What do you do? Let me give you a little background of Kai and Magister Lor. I mean, the main thing is that like Magister Lor picked you from childhood to be his secret apprentice, to be a Strelai, which are like these ancient. I mean, it's Jedi, right? There's this ancient monk order that like protects and keeps demons like binds demons, fights demons, keeps them safe once they're bound. And so you've been living here with Magister Lor all your life, pretty much. And Magister Lor has become ill. I don't know, recently? I don't know. It's up to you guys. And so that's basically it. Like, he's been training you, but also his health has been declining. And it's just the two of you that live here.
Okay, so I would probably reach out and nudge him awake because we sleep in the same bed, and I would say, Magister Lor, I had the dream again.
Did you? Was there anything different about this dream?
No, it was the same. It was the same as last time. Tentacles all around, coming out of the base, coming out of the rock, just like last time. What does it mean?
Did you recognize your brother or sister or whatever, your sibling?
Yeah, for sure.
Did you tell Laura about that?
No. Lor's heard this dream a million times. He knows what I mean.
But does Lore know that Kel is in the dream.
Yes.
Okay. That's what I meant. Yeah, so Lor, Magister Lor, like, what are your feelings towards this sort of ill omen that your apprentice has been having, and the fact that it sort of centers on his sibling, who from years ago was like touched with void magic, or potentially dangerous, and you actually you passed over Kel as an apprentice because of this.
What do you remember? What I told you last time you had this dream?
No, I don't.
Nice,
but I'm willing to try. When am I going to learn about the void magic, Master?
Oh, you will in time.
Magister.
There are dark forces coming. Surely you sense this.
Nope, just the dreams.
I'm afraid it can't be stopped. So we must begin to prepare ourselves for this.
All right,
Cool.
But I'm not doing dishes this time.
Oh, we'll see about that.
Satara,
Yo.
you have been wrenched free from your crystal prison after nigh on decades or centuries? I don't know. You've been imprisoned in this crystal shard for some time, and you've been whispering, sweet nothings to the sibling of the Magister's apprentice. You don't know Lor personally, but you know of the Strelai, and they are your sworn mortal enemies. They're the ones that imprisoned you. So my question to you is, now that you're free, are you going to start summoning the Leviathans right away? Or are you going to try to release the other demons within the crystal? Or are you going to do something else?
No. First, if I could, I just want to establish what I look like.
Yeah.
Just because I think that might set the scene and maybe even be important. Basically, as I uncurl myself from the crystal and I stand in front of Kel, I'm basically all scales, but I'm like I have a feminine body. Like I guess just picture Mystique, but like really tall.
Nice.
And long black claws, more black scales than anything else, but hints of other colors as well. And terrifying but beautiful at the same time. And I look down at Kel and I say, "You've done well." And I brush a claw across his cheek, and it almost like a caress. And I look at him, and then I immediately just begin singing, and it's this kind of cacophony of weird alien sounds, and it's it's easy for Kel to stand it, but I think most people who haven't been touched by the void would just find it like nails on a chalkboard. And as I start singing, it starts echoing, and then I don't even have to sing anymore. That sound is just like echoing throughout the area, and it is officially calling the Leviathans. It's just a question of how long it takes them to get here.
Awesome. Okay, so let's do our first roll. It seems like you're going into Sea Demon and Arcane, right? Because I just basically looked for Summon and then kind of traced my way back. But you tell me. It's up to you guys to kind of decide what you're going for.
I'm actually going to try to take a bit of power from Kel, since he's right there.
Okay.
So I'm summoning power, leech, and summon, I would say.
Yeah, Kel is like just standing there, kind of like half smiling, half like just mouth agape. And I think when she starts singing, he just kind of starts laughing.
Yeah, Kel, you can freely, you guys can freely help each other. So if you want to give Satara one of your pool dice, we don't even need to roll for that like leech thing.
Cool.
You can just do it. And then I think Satara should roll to summon the Leviathans.
Did you tell Kel why you wanted to be freed? Satara? Did you tell me?
What I told Kel was that the reason he has felt like an outcast is because he's actually one of us, and that I would bring him to his family. I would bring him to his real family.
Sick. Like juggalos.
And so, up to you, but that's what you've been promised is
steampunk juggalos.
Is to be part juggalo and to find your place in the world finally.
Cool.
I basically promised you that eventually you'll be like me. You'll be immortal.
Yeah. So as soon as she starts singing, I think Kel like kneels down in front of her and just kind of like puts his palms up at Satara and like tries. He doesn't know how to help, I don't think, but he knows he is helping somehow.
Cool. Yeah.
He's just willing his body and his like spirit into helping do whatever she wants.
Yeah, I think she can just pull some essence from you and use it as a pool dice. So mark one pool dice down from yours, Kel, and then Satara. Let's build our pool and do a roll, okay?
Okay.
So, so you take one dice if the action falls under one of your identities, which it does. Sea Demon. So that's one.
Arcane. Yep.
Arcane is 2.
Okay.
And then if I don't know if Monstrous, you make the case if Monstrous counts. But
no, I was fully under Arcane. Do I get specific ones for Arcane?
Yeah. So under Arcane, yeah, yep. Under Arcane, you can pick the tags that you think apply. Okay.
I would say Power, Leech, and Summon.
Okay. So you get 2 for power because it's in italics.
Is Leviathan's one?
Yeah, Leviathan's is one too. Yes.
I'm thinking that one applies as well.
So 2 for power, 1 for leech, 1 for summon, 1 for Leviathans. That's 7 total. And then Kel gave you a pool dice, which you can also use. Like the pool die are sort of there when you need them. You can choose to use however many you want to add to your roll, or you can help somebody and give them a pool die, which is what Kel is doing for you here. And then the pool die actually refresh when you do a refreshment scene, which is like literally what we've been doing so far, just like a quiet moment where you get to know each other, or like sometimes it's a flashback. So feel free to use your pool die. because I will be calling for these like flashbacks or like little quick aside moments to kind of flesh out the characters and learn about them. So right now you've got 7 dice,
Okay.
plus 1 from Kel if you want to use it.
Is it metagaming to like try to understand if that's already enough, or if it's not
No,
enough?
not at
I mean,
all.
what's my goal here?
No, it's not metagaming at all to try to understand. Like that's definitely part of it. So here's how it works. So you roll dice. We can use D6s, but it doesn't really matter. It's just as long as they're dice with an even number of sides, which I think they all have. So if you get an even, that's a hit. The more hits you roll, the better your character performs. So 0 hits is bad outcome. 1 hit is fair. 2 is good. 3 is great. 4 is superb. 5 is incredible. And 6 is epic. So it's really just a matter of like, how big is the effect going to be? You only have to get 1 hit in order to like succeed, sort of.
Right.
But when you guys start fighting each other, which will happen soon, your rolls will sort of cancel each other out. So whoever gets the higher roll, you subtract that from the lower roll, and then that ends up being the result level. And that just kind of helps me and us like figure out how big of an effect occurs. So
Okay. Well, I don't want to blow my load right at the beginning, but at the same time, I think summoning the Leviathans is probably one of the most important things. I mean, after that, it's a lot of revenge and making sure that that the process isn't halted, which is important. But if they don't get the message, then it's not going to go well. So I'm going to go ahead and use the one that. Do I have to say how many of the dice, the pool dice, I use ahead of time?
yeah.
Okay, that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and use the one that Kai gave me.
Kel.
No, Kel. That Kel gave me. I'm going to also use 2 of my die.
Cool. So that's 10.
That's 10 total.
So roll 10d whatever. 10d6.
Are evens good?
Yeah, evens are hits, but you only rolled 2.
What's that?
You only rolled 2.
Yeah, I was doing them one at a time just for dramatic effect.
No, just roll them all, dude. We got.
All right, so I'll roll 8 more d6s.
This is the first roll, and it's almost 9 o'clock.
8 d6 coming up.
Yay. Okay. 6, 7 hits. Wow. So that's beyond epic. What would 7 be?
Gargantuan.
It goes back down to okay.
Yeah, it goes back. Sorry, dude. You did too well. Yeah, I think the sound reverberates off the walls and the sanctum begins to shudder, and Lor and Kai immediately feel and hear the Leviathan song reverberating through your complex. And in the distance, you hear an answer of that same song from the depths. So real quick, let's figure out how the keys work, because we did a couple little scenes there, and I want you guys to work on that mechanic, because you're supposed to sort of like earn XP as you go. So let's do Lor and Kai. Did you guys turn any of your keys when you were originally talking to each other at the beginning?
I don't think I did. No.
No.
I think that you did. I think that Magister Lor did maybe with the mentor. Like you were like, remember what I told you last time? Like that kind of stuff.
That's true.
I mean, it was loose. I didn't reprimand him though.
Well,
but
it says
I did provide some wisdom.
Your morning breath is punishment enough.
it says when you remind them of their training, spout ancient wisdom, or reprimand them. Okay. Well, be aware of those, because that's kind of the whole thing.
Right.
Is to turn those and level up and stuff. You'll have a chance to, for sure. Satara and Kel. What do you
I think I definitely got the key of the Liberator, since supposedly the Leviathans are demons, and the whole thing was to try to release them.
The Leviathans are not demons.
Oh, okay.
Leviathans are like monsters that live in the there's like
it says here that under my special ability of Sea Demon, made in the ancient sea and know the song of the song to call Leviathans, the greater demons of the lower depths.
Okay, so sorry. What I meant was the Leviathans aren't bound.
Okay.
So the bound demons, you were trapped in this crystal prison with a bunch of other demons.
In this particular one, or other ones throughout his complex?
You tell me. I was thinking it was one.
Oh, I like the idea that on my way up to a confrontation with Magister Lor, I'm going to be trying to like free a bunch of others.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm into that.
So otherwise, I guess, unless the fact that I'm summoning the Leviathans in order to kill off Magister Lor, if I don't get vengeance, then I guess if that's not the, then I don't have any.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's like the goal of summoning them. Are you summoning them to help you kill Lor? Then yeah, totally vengeance. If you're summoning them to help them, to get them to help you like grab the crystals and escape or whatever, like just to save them, like that might work too.
No. I'm going for blood. It was just step one.
Okay, so take one for vengeance, and then Kel.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. I think key of demonic oath for sure.
Yes.
Cool.
So what do I do with that key?
You just get an XP for it. So like I would just keep a little piece of paper and make hash marks of your XP. When you get 5, you can get an advance.
What is this paper you speak of?
Just tattoo it on your dong. Okay, dudes, we're back with Lor and Kai. The threat is real. You hear the Leviathan song.
So Lor looks at his apprentice and says, "It's time to see how well your skills." Damn it! You gotta edit this part out.
All right, back it up.
All right. Basically, Lor, looks at his apprentice and it's like, "Be ready. Time to prepare ourselves for the battle. Your dreams have become a reality."
And you guys both have these star metal swords, which you may or may not have seen on your sheet, but there's a little section for items towards the bottom.
I saw that.
Oh, sweet glider cloak.
What's up with those? Tell me about those swords.
The star metal blazes with arcane energy and can cut through anything.
Where did you Where did you acquire these? Did you forge them? Like what are they? How do you get them?
We had to journey to another part of the realm, and
Nice.
we basically acquired them from parts of this busted star. It's very rare.
There's stalactites in the caves of like a just they're all over in these busted stars. But you have to pull them down, and you have to there's a process. We don't have a lot of time to explain this, Chet.
You basically have to use arcane magic in order to remove the stalactites from where they're held.
Yeah, it's really complicated.
Okay, magic. What do you guys do now that there are demons coming?
Well, I pull out from my belt pouch some of Magister Lor's medicine, and I say, "Better pop a couple, Papa," and I give them to him because I'm preparing for battle. I'm helping to prepare for battle.
Lor is he's annoyed because he grudgingly takes the medicine.
Yeah, I take one too.
Is it, what are these pills? Are they pills? I don't know why I said pills. What is this medicine? Is it like liquid or?
Yeah, they're like little capsules with salve in them.
Cool.
So Lor, says to Kai, "Look, before you get prepared, I want you to prepare your mind for what you might encounter, and remember that everything we do is for the balance of our existence. Make sure to keep that in mind. Don't let your feelings overcome you."
I won't let my feelings overcome me, Magister.
Okay. Now go get your things. And be quick about it.
Okay.
As you're running to get your things, which I guess are on the other side of the room, because you guys share a room.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we just got out of bed, so I just assumed that we had to.
Were you guys still laying in bed talking to each other this whole time?
Yeah, we lay in bed like all day.
Yeah.
Got it.
I mean, when we're not training, we're in bed.
As you jump out of bed, the sanctum begins to shake violently, like you've never experienced this before, and the Leviathan song has grown to a deafening level. It's flowing down the hallways and into your room, and shit's going down. Like dust starts crumbling from the rocks in the ceiling above you, and
there's no time for pants. So I get my star metal sword out. It's out, and it's shing, and it's ready. So I'm just in my underwear. I sleep in underwear. That's it. And I go running. I go bounding down the hall, and I say, "Come on, Magister, we have to go."
And the Magister follows behind at a slow jog.
How slow is the jog?
It's
Is he loping?
it's faster than mall walking. How about that? He's still athletic, but he's not going to get into too big of a hurry.
So good. Yeah, I mean, I think we can just cut right to the meetup and the face-off and the showdown. Lor and Kai, you run down the carved stairway to the lower sanctum. The Leviathan sounds like the songs have not dissipated, and there are rocks and dust crumbling around you as you're running down, and you come out onto this platform that leads to the one of the major crystalline prisons, and you see. Well, why don't Kel? Why don't you tell us what they see?
I think they enter the room. Is that what you said?
Yeah. So this is sort of like an outdoor, like wind-swept walkway with like a separate floating stone where this piece is here, and you know, it's like a wide platform, but you know, like this is just seriously, if I could play Duel of the Fates without getting sued or losing my YouTube license, this is what you should be imagining, right? Like these epically tall, like chasms and like bridges and stuff. And so, yeah.
Yeah, I think some of the clouds that are always circling this place have started to kind of swirl around the rock, and it have like tendrils of them have started to like circle closer and closer to the crystal that Satara came out of.
Where are you, and where is Satara, and where is the Leviathan that has like grasped onto the sanctum and is starting to like shake it?
I think
you can see the relative size here.
Oh, cool. I think Kel is still like in front of or next to the crystal that he summoned Satara out of. And Satara is probably like looking over the side at the demon that is springing up from below, and the tentacles are like just starting to snake their way up the rock front. Like, so they're like, they exited a door, right? Or like they're standing in a doorway.
Yeah.
I think Kel is probably, his back is probably turned to the door because like he's just totally into what's happening in front of him. And doesn't see them come down. And is still just kind of in awe of what the power he's released.
Kai, you come out first, and you see this figure that, I don't know, you've dreamt of. What do you do?
Oh, man. Can I attack it?
Your brother?
The figure?
The figure is your brother.
Oh.
Sorry, I maybe wasn't clear. You come out and you see the figure of a person standing with his back to you that from your dreams you would assume is your brother. But like, I don't want to just go outright and say that it is in fact your brother, even though we all know it is in fact your brother.
Yeah.
Damn it, I was trying to be coy.
I'm sorry. I guess
you definitely see the demon like maybe like perched on this rock up and over it, like looking downwards maniacally. So you can definitely attack that if you want to ignore your brother.
I don't want to ignore Kel's presence, but I guess I my reflex would be to attack the presence or the demon.
Yeah, I would say that the demon that you're talking about Sitara.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that Kel is between you and Sitara. So what do you do to get to Sitara?
I guess I just run. I run past Kel, so I'm ignoring Kel.
Okay. What's Kel doing? What's everybody doing? Everybody, tell me what you're doing.
So
You're not there yet. Not Magister Lor.
fine,
Sorry.
guys.
Sorry. Unless you want to describe yourself walking downstairs some more, you can tell me that.
Do it.
I look at Kai and I say, Kai, before you strike, you should listen to me. Things are not what they seem. Your master, he is the warden of this place. The Leviathans, they are not your enemy. They are the native people. They are the native whatever life on this star. Your master has used me as a power source to keep the nobility and the hangers-on and the invaders of this place comfortable on their rotating planets. We are the oppressed. He is the oppressor. The Leviathans will be free. You should trust me. Trust your brother. We know the right way, and it is not Magister Lor's way.
Kel shouts after this spiel by Sitara. Kai, you've seen it. I know you have. You've seen it just like I have. The great power that awaits us.
I continue forward. I'm not listening.
We could do a roll for this.
Well, no, I think that Kai tells me what he does, and then we all roll.
All right.
Because, like, if he's gonna, it's not. You can't like convince him necessarily. I mean, I guess you can, but he's going to be acting regardless, right? So he's going forward, lunging forward to attack Sitara. And what are the rest of you doing? Like, let's all build our pools and make a roll. Let's actually start with Jake. Start with Kai.
Okay, I need help.
Yeah. So the basic thing that sounds like to me that you're trying to do is going to be under warrior.
Okay.
It could also be, yeah. It seems like because you're going to attack with a blade. I would go for a warrior. So you start with 1 dice for apprentice. Then you can do 1 dice for each of your traits that apply. I think adept definitely applies because it's all a part of your training, like to be able to do this. Like they kind of go hand in hand. So I would say 1 for adept, 1 for warrior, and then the tags you pick under one of those 2 traits, and you tell us which tags apply. So
blade, attack,
blade, and attack. Maybe, okay. Oh no, but maneuver is or, so you have to pick one of those. So you've got 5 current dice, and then you have 6 pool dice, and you can use as many as you want. Now, when they're gonna be like trying to stop you, we can go back and forth in terms of the pool dice, right? So like, don't feel like what you say now is going to be your final thing. But do you want to throw any pool dice in at this point with 5?
Actually, no, but I would like to change my what I actually do. I'm going to actually try. I'm going to try to. I'm going to feign my attack.
Okay.
So I think that would more apply to maneuver.
Okay.
Do you feel the same way about that?
Sure.
Okay, and so I guess basically my feint attack. The reason for this is I'm testing Sitara's. I don't know, her readiness to defend or readiness to attack me.
Okay.
After what I've just heard, I am listening, but I'm using my training to know my enemy.
Nice.
So still the same amount of dice, I think. It's just one for adept, one for warrior, and one for maneuver. Is that right?
Still 5. 1, 2. So it's 1 for apprentice, 1 for adept, warrior, blade, maneuver.
Sorry, yeah, 5. Okay, let me do 5.
And then before you roll, let's hear from Kel and Sitara. Are you guys doing anything other than, like, you can definitely, Sitara, use your manipulation of him or whatever that you were trying to do. You can definitely use that as your roll to like lessen the effect of his attack.
Well, I mean, before he was saying he defended, I had decided that I was going to let him hit me as a ploy to try to like convince Kel to defend me. Like, you know, I mean, I know I'm immortal and I can be hurt, but I'm willing to be hurt if it furthers the ruse that, like, number one, the bond of Kel towards me, and also the further ruse of Kai thinking that I am, the good guy here.
Cool.
Kel totally buys into the feint. That Kai is doing, and he yells out to Sitara, "Continue the ritual. I'll deal with my brother." And then he does some cool flips, and then like gets between. Maybe even tries to tackle. I think he tries to tackle Kai from behind.
Nice.
Because he's made it between. I think he's made it between Kel and Sitara now. Is that right? Is that where we're at?
No, I mean, you could definitely. I mean, we're sort of in this nebulous moment of like all this shit's happening. So I think if your goal is to stop him, meet his sword, or flip over him and grab him or something, like you can definitely do all that. I think what I'm probably going to do is have Kel and Kai roll against each other while Sitara just watches, because those two are the ones that seem to be taking the most action.
Is it okay if Sitara takes the moment then as they come together to actually head towards where she knows Magister Lor is, so that they can have a bit of a meetup?
Totally.
And that's what Sitara would like to do.
Okay.
So as Kai is passing Kel on his way to Sitara, I think Kel shouts what he shouted, and then like attempts to dive at his brother and disarm him, or like just prevent him from attacking.
Okay, so what are you going for?
This is probably under gifted and daring.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say athletic and reckless. And I think he does it with some panache. So there's some stunts in there, but I don't know if you want to count that.
You got to explain it in a way that makes sense.
No, I mean, he's kneeling, right? So I think he like kind of does like a forward somersault and like then springs to his feet. Right.
Cool.
And then like attempts, like he's trying to get so I think he's zeroed in on this this sword that he had that Kai has. That this is like probably the most dangerous part of him. And he wants to separate that sword from from Kai.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, that sounds good. I'm into it. I don't know if reckless counts. What are you doing that's reckless?
Attacking an armed enemy, I guess.
Are you attacking him without any weapon?
Yeah, I haven't pulled my dagger on him.
Okay.
I'm just trying to, like, it's just a scuffle.
So you're just trying to, like, grab the sword or something?
Yeah, I'm trying to tackle and, like, disarm.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds reckless. Okay, so Jake, you have 5 dice. Kel, Matt, you have gifted, daring, athletic is 2, reckless is 2, and stunts. So that's 7. Do either of you want to throw in any pool dice?
I guess I would like to meet at least 7.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll stay at 7.
All right, so each of you roll 7d6, and Jake, mark down that you've used 2 of your pool, so you have 4 now.
Okay. This is going to be so great because, like, without having heard what everyone else wanted to do, I already imagined what what my maneuver looks like, and I'll let you guys interpret whether or not it helps or hinders what Kel is trying to do.
Okay. Let's roll this and see.
Yeah, sure. Okay, here we go.
All right, so every even is a hit.
Not great.
I got 4 out of 7 hits.
And Matt got 3. Okay, so what
I got 2, unless you're seeing another even.
Oh, no, you're right. 2. Okay. So what you do is you subtract those 2 from each other. And where's my...
What is your background check?
Rules. Oh, this is a dude at work.
Oh, fun. I feel like I'm in an office.
If we don't lock our computer, then we get hacked, and this is the DevOps guy who hacks you. So there's this ongoing, like, never-ending Russian doll series of photos where someone sits at your computer and takes a picture of themselves at your computer while you get hacked. Okay, so the rolls, like bags, cancel each other out. So you have a good result, Jake, Kai. So whatever you're trying to do happens goodly. So what were you trying to do?
Wait, so I had 4 hits though, and you said how did they cancel out?
You had 4 hits, and Kai and Kel had 2 hits, so they subtract from each other.
Okay, so if you'll draw your attention to the map, I'll do a little doodle of what I was trying to do. So if this is the demon, it's Satara, and this is Kai, and this is Kai's sword. I planned to. This is a maneuver that I've practiced with Magister Lor, where I drop the blade, and my hand continues across the sharp end of the blade as I move forward, and I catch the blade up here with my other hand and bring it around to feign the attack. It's like a spin maneuver.
Dope.
Spin around the back of him.
Yeah. So I think you definitely do that. And I think if you were going for Satara, I'd kind of like to retcon Aaron that you are able to go past them, because like he's definitely going for you. So unless you do something that allows you to like jump over them or something, he's going to get to you. Satara.
I mean, I think I said it, and so I'd have to follow it. That I mean, I take the hit. I don't defend.
Yeah, and so I'm guessing that like Kel does this like flip dive, and Kai is able to
Good there.
sort of spin around him, and not get affected by him. And then Kai's blade stops like right at the neck of Satara, and he's holding it like threateningly as Magister Lor enters the lower platform. What do you do?
Had to make sure I wasn't muted anymore. I was eating popcorn. Well,
Magister Lor enters with a bag of popcorn.
And he just sits down and watches the battle. It was good. It was a good time. So basically, as Lor gets to the bottom step, and like he's just kind of walking down at this point. He sees the fight between the twins, but he makes direct eye contact with Satara, and says, "It's been a long time, hasn't it? I didn't think I'd see you again."
We were fated to run into each other again. You know this.
All too well. This time, though, I have an apprentice.
You haven't noticed.
What's that?
Oh,
I missed what you said. I'm sorry.
I said, so do I, if you haven't noticed.
I thought you said you barely noticed, and I was going to be like, oh, man.
So I guess we'll see who the better teacher is now, huh?
This can all be ended with a word. You know that I am bound to your command.
I know as much.
But would you imprison your wife all over again? To imprison the mother of these two boys? Could you do it a second time?
I know what you're trying to do. And despite how I feel about these boys' mother, I had a decision to make, and I did it.
Always the pragmatist, always.
Well, there must be balance.
There must be balance. Do you call this balance? Me imprisoned, toiling away, transformed into this thing that you see before you? All so what? So that you could keep the Leviathans at bay? Well, they are here. And I assume that for dramatic effect, like a big tentacle slaps up the side of the sanctum.
Yeah, speaking of
more of a
which,
schlorp.
Right when you say that, Lor, over your head, like a series of tentacles wrap around the rock over your head, and one starts slamming down towards you.
Okay.
Real quick, I just want to point out, we didn't actually talk about people's special abilities, so definitely don't ignore those. But Lor's is very interesting, especially given the conversation you just had, which I loved. Yours is Strelai. You can channel essence to cast spells. You know the secret rituals to summon, command, and bind demons, but you have never had to use them. So you've met Satara, but you didn't bind her. Why have you not had to use this? Like, how did you not have to use this power?
Well, see, at one point I was the apprentice and not the master. So
you were with your master when Satara was captured.
yes.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah. So big black tentacle flying down towards your face. What do you do?
At this point, because I showed up unarmed. Lor pulls out his star metal sword and basically cuts the tentacle off, just in one quick motion.
All right, man. Let's do a roll. Seems like warrior, mastery, blade, attack,
Mm-hmm.
demon hunter. So why don't you add those up for me? I'm drinking.
All right, hang on here. This is recorded too. I shamefully had forgotten my Roll20 password since it had been so long since we played. So I'm like struggling to oh, where do I do this again?
So do you have your sheet open?
I got everything up. So blade. What do we say? Blade.
So start with demon hunter, and then you can use both of the attributes under it if they apply. You tell me if veteran applies. I don't know. Probably not. Maybe not.
Probably not.
So one for warrior, and then the ones in italics count as 2. So I feel like mastery definitely, blade definitely, attack, or maneuver depending on which one that you're doing. Because you could be like slicing through it to maneuver forward, or you could just be straight up attacking it.
I imagine I just attacked it.
Okay.
It was coming right at me.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do you want to add any of your pool dice? You, Magister Lor, only have 4 pool die because you are a weak old man who is ill. Despite the medicine, you're feeling good enough to be down here, but you're still suffering from an ailment. So you only have 4 pool die. But again,
yeah, I don't plan to use a pool die at this point.
I was going to say, feel free to use them because you guys are doing refreshment scenes without me even asking for them. Literally what you and Satara just did is a refreshment scene. So Satara, go back to 8.
Okay.
Any time that you have a quiet moment of conversation or backstory or a flashback, that shit counts. So feel free to use the shit out of them, and then have to kind of do the refreshment. But anyway, so you got 8.
Okay, so 8d6.
Sorry, 7.
7d6.
7d6.
Okay.
So you want evens, and you only got 1. For real?
Wow.
Uh-oh. That is a fair outcome. So you pull your sword and slice upwards as the tentacle comes down, but you just cut it. It kind of slides back behind you and now is rushing forward, and it's wrapping itself around you. Kel and Kai and Satara, what are you guys doing?
In a sudden burst of speed, seeing that Magister Lor's abilities are far diminished from when last she knew him, she sees her chance for revenge, and just with a blinding speed, she rushes forward, the razor claws out, and just grabs his face and tries to just crush his skull.
Kai, I imagine you're not going to let that happen. That's Jake. You're muted if you're talking.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm not. So I wanted to. I'm not sure what I can do in this situation.
Look at your keys and traits. Look at your special abilities.
Mm-hmm. My special abilities. I mean, I have like touched by light, which is something that can happen if a being of a creature of darkness.
Yeah, I think Satara applies.
Okay. But I don't quite understand how I can use that to my advantage here.
Well, so Satara is rushing forward to attack your master.
So I mean, it doesn't work the same. Basically, it's a weapon. I can touch a creature of darkness and cause them the same issue here.
Well, it's when they touch you.
Yeah, it's like I mean, I don't know if that language is staunch, but yeah, it says when a creature of
your focused will may drive them off with your attuned trait.
Right. So under
and these are all really broadly defined, like intentionally. So it's kind of up to you to like figure out what it means for your situation. I'm not saying you have to use touched by the light. I'm just saying like it's an option, and so is attacking it. So is defending your friend. So is like casting a fire spell or whatever. So is doing some sort of ritual to try and stop the demon. I don't know. Like
I run
there's a lot of
over
shit.
and I stomp on her tail. She has a tail.
Okay.
I'm trying to touch her.
Kel, you're not going to let that happen, are you?
Not at all. So I think as Kai goes to do the stomping, and Kel is kind of recovering from his missed defense of Satara before, I think he feels the power that Kai is about to unleash with like, even though it just looks like he's just a little kid like about to stomp on like a cat's tail. Like Kel feels that it's imbued with like arcane power. Like he knows that he needs to stop Kai from touching Satara if that happens, or like otherwise it'll hurt Satara. And in order to do that, I think he uses the Touched by the Void ability to nullify the arcane energy that's going to hurt Satara should Kai make contact with her.
Wow. You may become a conduit for the consuming void. That's fun. Okay. So I want Satara to roll, and then I want Kel to roll. Sorry. I want Satara to roll, and then I want Kai to roll to try and counter that. And then I want Kel to roll to counter that. Triple counter. So let's start with Satara.
Okay. I think I'm mostly in the monstrous category here.
Looks like it.
So sea demon, demonic, strength, speed, razor claws, or crushing grip, And versus sorcerers.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I was looking at this. It
Yeah.
gave me the idea to run up and grab him, speedily run up, grab him, and try and crush him in my razor claws. Him being a sorcerer. So
well, you can't crush and razor claw. You can either razor claw or crush.
I am going to try and crush though. I am trying to. I like the idea that I go up and with my very large hand, I grab his face and I'm basically just trying to end him.
Cool. So I see 8 dice.
8 dice, and I'm going to use my pool to make it 12.
Wow.
I mean, Satara has a pool of 8 dice, and I didn't realize at the start, but it's like way more than anybody else. So basically, she's just shit powerful. So I think that makes sense that she just does everything very powerfully.
Yeah, I mean, like, you guys should know, like, this is a demon. If you're gonna fight it, you're gonna have to like work together or like come up with some crazy tactics. Like this thing is, yes, definitely very powerful. Although, like she said a minute ago, Magister Lor has the ability to bind the demon.
Yeah, I gave myself an XP for that because.
Oh yeah, let's before we roll this, let's pause and do some XP just to make sure that we're moving forward. Okay. So yeah, definitely Satara take that XP. Has anybody else hitting any keys that they think would be relevant?
I've got 2 for sure.
Not in that scene.
And I had 1 before. So I have 3 total.
Cool.
What is this giving a token to another player if their character was involved? Because I'll give a token to Master Lor.
Yeah, that's an XP.
Okay, yeah, Master Lor gets an XP.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like everything I've done is a stretch at this point. I'm trying to hit my keys, but I don't know that I've actually got there yet.
You definitely got one when you were talking about like maintaining the balance and
right.
You're acting to bind the demon by like fighting the
So yeah, when Satara brought up my wife and stuff like that, I just kind of completely brushed off.
Yeah,
what I felt about that because
totally
it was something I felt like I had to.
The gist is like you guys are supposed to get XP, so don't feel bad for like trying to like milk it.
Well, and I was going to say,
supposed to. That's like part of the mechanic is
in our initial encounter, Chet. Does that way if you get when you turn a key, you get an experience point and give a token. So does that mean that the very first encounter that I had with Kel, that basically like I would have gotten an XP for hitting my key, and then could have given him one, and he would have gotten one.
Yeah, if they're okay, when you turn a key, take an experience point and give a token to another player if their character was involved. Yeah, definitely. Each key can be turned only once per scene. So yeah, definitely. I'm sorry. Let's seriously let's calculate this out, and maybe you guys can get an advance real quick before we do this battle.
You definitely got a token from my XP, Satara.
Okay. Okay, so that would put me at 5, so I can advance 1.
Yeah. And then what about the other folks?
I have 1 XP and 1 token.
Well, what's the token? Don't worry about the terminology token. It's annoying. A token is an XP.
I just didn't know if they were worth different. So
no, I don't really know why he says token here. I would just say if you turn your key, you get an XP, and if you're in a scene with a person where they turn their key, then you get an XP from their XP. So you would have 2 then. What about Lor and Kai? Come on, guys. Good has to win. Definitely one for balance. Although I feel like that might give one to Satara as well.
Right. I mean, like one of our very first scenes, I had asked Kai if he remembered what I had told him about his dreams.
Yeah, so one for mentor, and then Kai, take one there. So I think 2 at least for Magister Lor. Maybe 3 because key of duty. If you're moving to bind this demon, if that was your goal with like fighting off the Leviathan, take 1. But if not, you tell me.
Well, I have intentions of binding Satara again, but I haven't done so yet.
Well, it says turn this key when you act to fulfill your duty. So anything you do towards that goal counts. So I would say take 1 for that. So Magister Lor, I think, has 3 currently. And then Kai probably has 1 for key of duty.
I think I have 2 for key of duty because I did not attempt to bind the demon as soon as I saw Satara. I tested her.
Oh, so you're saying, oh. But your duty is to bind the demon. Are you buying that off? Is that what you're saying?
I may have bought it off by accident, but it sounds
the
like
buy off is sort of like it doesn't just happen when you accidentally do it. It's more of your intent as a player for the character arc.
Okay,
so
that makes sense.
If you have decided that Kai maybe agrees with Satara and is willing to hear her out, then I would say, yeah, buy that off. If Kai isn't quite there yet, like is undecided, like maybe don't buy it off yet. But if Kai was definitely wanting to bind her but had some other motivation for not attacking, then I would say take 1 XP. But I'd have to understand what that motivation was.
No, I don't think I turned this key.
Okay.
I don't think I turned any of these keys.
Okay. All right, guys. So
I'll roll.
Yeah, Satara what did you have, like 8?
I thought I had 8 to
12,
start with.
And then you
So
went
now
up
I
to
have
12. Okay, so Satara was running forward to crush Magister Lor's skull. Kai was going to step on the tail of Satara. So Kai, let's do your roll.
Do you want me to roll yet or not?
No, not yet, because I want you guys to feel free to add more pool as needed, depending on other people's.
Okay, so this is gifted, attuned, either willpower or demon lore.
I think both, because it's got to be willpower, because touched by the light says your focus will may drive them off with your attune trait. So your focus will is willpower, right?
Okay. Yeah, so I rear my knee up and I'm like, to catch a tiger by its tail.
Nice. So that's 5. Are you throwing in any pool?
All whatever I have.
Fuck yeah. Okay, so that's going to be 11.
Okay.
So remember that number. Kel. I should write this down so I can remember. Kel, what are you doing? Tell us.
So, can you hear me?
Yep.
So, I think as he sees Kai go to stomp, he feels the power, and then he also feels this like new reservoir of power that he hadn't felt before he had summoned Satara. and it's the void. And it's just like this blackness within him, and he reaches for that power to try to prevent the harm to Satara that he feels that Kai is about to unleash upon her.
Okay. Again, you're a tune trait as well, so tell me those. What are you looking at? Gifted.
Yeah, so I think this counts for, so gifted, attuned. So you get dice for those, right?
Yeah, two dice so far.
And then arcane sight, which is italicized. So 2 of those, because I think he sees. It's not like seeing, but like he sees the potential for Kai to harm Satara with arcane power.
Yeah.
And then probably 1 for void. And then the nullify,
Cool.
which is 2.
So that's 7. Are you throwing in any pool?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I'll throw the 5 that I have left into from my pool.
So 12.
Actually, no. Yeah, I'll just do 4 of them to match. So
4 of them.
Yep.
Okay. Let's roll these dice.
So I have 11. Is that
You have
what
11. Yeah. So Satara has 12. Kai is 11. Kel is also 11. And this is kind of like 2 against 1, so it's not super fair, but let's see. Wow.
I'm looking for evens.
Yeah.
I found a lot of evens.
4. Do you have 4?
That's not my roll. That's Matt's roll. Ha.
Uh-oh.
So I had actually, just the 4. 5. 4, 2, 2, 6, 2.
I had 5. Satara had 5.
5. How many do you have, Kai? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I don't know. Should Magister get an opportunity to like resist being squished?
Well, so the way I imagined it was that he was like fighting. He was fighting the Leviathan, and he kind of like didn't do a good job of it, but he cut it, and so he was almost like open for an attack. So as he cut the Leviathan, that's when Satara rushed forward, and you guys all tried to stop it. So I feel like we already did, in the moment, we already did Lor's action, which was to attack the Leviathan.
Gotcha.
So this is all happening like bullet time. But I think it's fine because he's going to get to go next. And so Satara and Kai basically cancel each other out. And then Kel overtakes Kai. So I think that, I mean, this is a weird, like, I don't know. What do you guys think should happen? Satara got 5, Kai got 5, Kel got 7. I could see, like, Satara not getting to the, like, skull crushing range, but still having basically, like, Kai is able to stop Satara's attack by stomping on her tail. She feels like a horrible jolt, but Kel then like uses his magic to like knock Kai off of Satara, and so now it's like Satara versus Magister Lor, like head to head. That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah, because I like the outcome for 0, which is kind of what they both got is like a bad weak outcome. So
Right.
his outcome for stomping on Satara's tail is just kind of like you stomped on a demon's tail. Like it's not really going to do much. Like, and then my role, like, I guess, has like some sort of arcane force since it's like so overwhelming, and like pushes Kai away.
Yeah. I imagine him stomping on her tail, and it does cause pain because of his trait.
Yeah.
But you knock him off of Satara
Okay.
almost immediately.
Gotcha.
And so Satara doesn't grab Magister Lor by the head and crush his skull, but they're head to head right now. And now I'm going to ask them both what they do. You kind of like blasted, Kel kind of blasted Kai off of Satara.
Well, at this point, I think that Lor is going to attempt to bind the demon. So, I guess help me understand. This is going to be a dumb question, though. Like when I think of binding the demon, I guess I was thinking basically putting the demon back into the crystal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
It's up to interpretation, but I mean, I think like controlling it, bending it to your will, capturing it. You know, maybe there will be another role that requires you to like totally put it into the prison. But
I'll say again that all you actually have to do is command me to do something.
Right.
I'm technically bound by the laws of demon that I'm sworn by arcane oaths to obey under the sway of sorcery. If you give me a command, I must follow it.
So I think that's got to be under a roll, though, right? Like you can't just.
Well,
It would be under a sorcerer roll, I guess. Yeah, it would be under a sorcerer mastery roll.
Right.
yeah,
Because I can do the same thing. I think because I can. So like I mean I would just. So if he compelled you to do something, I guess I could use my ability to nullify it, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
Because I've no, never mind.
Okay. All right. I have something in mind, I guess. So, I guess so. Lor obviously slashed at the tentacle and didn't get a good hit because he's old and not feeling well. And so Satara comes after me, right? I don't know how close Satara gets to me, but
head to head.
Okay, so we're like right in front of each other.
Yeah.
So the first thing that Lor does is he yells to Kai, "You fool! I told you I can handle the demon. Don't go grabbing his tail." And then he looks back at Satara and he says, "Stay where you are." And then I don't know how many actions you're going to let me take here.
Do whatever you want, man.
Okay.
I'm hearing what you say, and then we're going to decide what the role is.
Okay, so part of the secret ritual to bind a demon, and I'm just totally making this up, is to actually give them a hug. So I've commanded Satara to stay right where she is, and Lor walks up to the demon and puts his arms around her.
Oh, okay.
And gently caresses her back with small little pats.
All right. I'm gonna allow a counter roll.
Okay.
Do you have hug? Do you have hug as a tag that I'm not seeing here?
This is this is an unblockable move, I think.
Well, here's what I'm gonna do. As the old married couple that we are, I'm just going to give him the worst stare. My demonic gaze. I stop in place because I've been commanded to, but it doesn't keep me from just glaring at him like intently, trying to intimidate him and and for once, even though my arcane bonds command it of me, I'm going to resist them, and I am going to try to buy off my key of servitude and defy sorcerer's will.
Oh.
So it's not very action packed compared to all of our other moves, but basically, like he's trying to console me and command me, which normally I can't resist at all. But I'm going to internally try to roll well and find it within my demonic rage to actually defy him and then try to crush his skull one more time.
Cool. Yeah, I think so. This is going to be a head-to-head roll between Magister Lor and Satara, and depending on the winner, we'll decide whether or not you can buy that off. So, Magister Lor, what's your hug pool look like?
Well, I tried to use a key by reprimanding my apprentice for going after the demon.
Oh, hey, you guys, I really want to, I just feel like I just keep noticing these special abilities, and I'm like, oh, fuck, they haven't been doing any of this. Master and apprentice. When you and your apprentice act in unison with aligned purpose, you each get 1d to your rolls.
There you go. Well, and on that note, while I'm doing this, I want to invoke my leech essence. Once per scene, I may steal the life essence from up to 4 humans I can see. They may attempt to resist or avoid my power. If they have the means, if I overcome them, I steal one of their pool dice. If they have none to give, they become drained.
Yikes.
Which I think Kai is in that situation.
So I feel like that's more of a thing that you should, like, that should be your entire, like, action. I don't know if you can, like, tack that on to, like, whatever's happening already.
Well, then maybe I'll save that for after I crush this guy's skull.
Unless that is what you do. I mean, you could definitely say that's what you do, but I don't know that you get another roll in addition to that. You know what I mean?
I am tough, by the way. You can try crushing my head, but I'm tough.
Metalhead.
So what I would say is, Satara, you can either do your leech essence and steal their dice, or you can roll like demonic gaze and terrible and ruthless to resist. You can't do that.
Here's what I want to do. I want to roll my leech essence and then help Kel. And I'm going to say to him, because I can still talk, and I'm going to say to him, now's your chance. Prove yourself. End this.
Cool.
Kill Magister Lor.
Nice.
So I'll use my leech essence and hopefully completely drain Kai of, well, I don't know what the drain, gets him, but he'll be drained, so he won't be a threat anymore. And even though I'll still be bound by the command, I'm going to basically be a conduit and give as many dice as I can to Kel, who would normally not be the equal of Magister Lor, but I'm going to use him as a conduit.
All right. Wow, this is like a lot of combos. I love it. Okay, so this is how I see it's going down. Magister Lor acts first. He is going to do his hug roll. So start building your hug pool in your head. At the same time, next, Satara, you're going to leech essence You guys, everyone who she is stealing a pool from can build a pool to resist being, leached or whatever. So that's sort of like a side roll. Third, we've got Kel getting a bonus die from Satara to attack Magister Lor, and then Kai we have not yet heard from. So let's start with Magister Lor and work through these actions because there's quite a few things happening. So Magister Lor, what's your hug pool? You're trying to bind the demon, right, through hugging it?
Right.
Okay, so let's talk about that. What's that look like?
So again, so that whole interaction there, I should have turned 2 keys, right? So that would give me 2 to my.
Sure.
And my pool is still at full at 4.
Yeah, and if you guys honestly feel free to track your keys on your own. I think normally you would do them by scene or whatever, but if you're turning keys and you're like, yeah, I got an XP for that, then you get to 5, tell me, and you can definitely take an upgrade. So it's all kind of fluid and happening at once. But feel free to take your level ups if you make it.
Okay. So again, I turned the 2 keys, so I don't know what other bonuses I have earned or would get.
Well, so turning keys just gives you XP. It doesn't help your roll.
Okay.
So if you turn 2 keys, what did you turn?
The key of duty.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to bind
And
demon,
mentor.
and I had mentored Kai by yelling at him, reprimanding him for.
So add 2 XP to your XP list, wherever that might be listed. Did you write that down somewhere? I think you have 4 now, or maybe 5.
Right. Sure. Okay.
Let's say you have 4, and then with Key of the Mentor, Jake, you get an XP also.
I would have 5 actually.
Oh, okay. Well, then you
5.
can. So with 5, you can take an advance. You can unlock one of the bracketed tags, or you can do some other stuff. Increase your pool size by 1. You can add a new key, or you can add a new special ability. Those probably are a little too much work to figure out. But
so I could unlock under sorcerer. I could unlock rituals versus demons.
Hell yeah, you can.
Okay. So I would want to do that since I'm trying to perform a secret ritual to command and bind the demon.
Fuck yeah, you can. And also make sure that Kai, make sure you take 1 XP as well for when he reprimanded you for attacking or whatever.
So does that mean I would get 2? How does that work?
What?
Under sorcerer, if because I unlocked the versus demons part of the rituals.
Mm-hmm.
So would I get to add to my rolls then?
Yeah.
Since I'm performing a ritual.
Yeah. So your roll will be mystic. If you can argue it wise. Do you think this is wise? I don't know.
I'm sure I think so. It's wise.
So why don't you tell me, man? You build your pool.
So do you only get to use one of the aspects or whatever they're called?
No, you can use 2. You can use both of them. You can only pick 1 set of tags.
Oh, the tag. Oh, wait. You mean Mystic or Demon Hunter? Or
I'm sorry. So you can only use 1 of the character traits, which is Mystic or Demon Hunter.
Okay, and then within those you can pick any
Then
tag.
under that you can pick 2 if it works. Then you have to pick 1 of those for the tags. So he could say Mystic, Wise, Sorcerer, Mastery, Rituals, Demons.
But he couldn't then add a cult.
Correct.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. Well, I feel like that would be exactly what I would want to do.
Yeah. So Mystic, Wise, Sorcerer. Mastery is 2. Control, I would say.
Right.
Rituals and demons. So that's 8.
With my pool of 4.
So you have 8 so far. Do you want to add any pool?
Yeah, I'm gonna go all in there.
Okay, so you're going to do 12.
Yep.
And then what was the next thing I said, you guys? I'm having a hard time remembering.
And then I was gonna leech.
Yeah, so that doesn't really matter because you're not like affecting his role.
Okay, so I'm going for it.
Kai and Kel, what are you guys doing again?
So, Kai, you already said what you're doing, right?
No, I didn't.
No. Okay. Well, so I think once Satara starts trying to leech Kai, Kel is still kind of in this like void channeling mode, and he sees his brother about to get leeched by this demon. And he's got these competing desires within himself, one to serve the demon and one to keep his brother safe. And I think he tries to nullify the draining that Satara is doing against Kai.
Oh, wow. Okay. Cray. That's cool. So Magister Lor wraps his arms around Satara, and Satara just like reaches upwards and tries to like suck in all the life essence from everyone. Kai understands this. Kel understands this and tries to save his brother. Kel, let's roll your rolls. It seems like you're buying off Key of the Demonic Oath, by the way.
So I already rolled.
Yeah.
7 evens.
Yeah. I got that. So Kel.
Yeah, I don't want to do that though. I want to have my cake and eat it too.
No, you can't, man. If you're trying to defend your brother, I mean, I guess it's like Key of the Twin, maybe.
I mean, I was gonna try it. I was gonna be like, we can use him.
Okay, yeah, that's cool.
Don't.
This is definitely hitting Key of the Twin, though.
Yeah, and I think.
I guess what I would say is to you guys, we've got 15 minutes left, so we should try to wrap it up like in a satisfying way.
Wow, dude, yeah, no pressure, Chet. Thanks.
Just like, you know, do stuff that would be cool for the ending.
Yeah. Be awesome at D&D.
Be awesome. Be good and have good decisions.
I'm really kind of gotta go to bed pretty soon too, so I might have to just kind of log off after this, but go for it.
Can I know what Kai is doing at least? Can we like get his perspective on one last roll and then kind of we'll wrap it up without you?
Yeah, he's buying off. I mean, like he's I think his emotional state right now is that he doesn't he's not concerned with Kel anymore. They're not on the same page.
I got it. Kel is going to resist both the draining and the ritual. He's going to try to nullify both.
Okay. But Kai, what are you physically doing as you see your master like wrap his arms around this demon and try to bind it, and your brother is trying to do some magic too? Like, what are you doing?
I guess I'm defending. I want to try to use his. I want to try to use his ability against him.
You want to use?
Should I describe it with the moves, with the abilities?
I'm just trying to figure out what you're trying to use. Kel's move against him.
Yeah, his touch. He's
I think this
by
is
the void.
very interesting because basically Kel in the last ditch effort has decided he's actually going to try to protect you, but you not recognizing that you're resisting what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
So you're actually like going against him. It's like suddenly you both in a way switch sides. And so you're still fighting each other on the same side, but for completely opposite reasons.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really kind of that's how I imagined these two characters from the start of it too.
So I would love to see a roll between Kai and Kel, and then Jake, you can drop off. But I want to see a roll from you two guys, like combating each other, and then I want to see a roll from Satara and Lor, and like maybe some of Kel's residual magic can affect that too, if it's a good roll.
Yep.
All right, so those two go against each other.
Yeah, let's do Kai and Kel. You guys tell me how you're, what you're doing and what your rolls are.
Kel, you started it.
Yep. So Kel is gifted. This feels daring to me, and he's attuning the void again. And his eyes are just completely black. By the way, it's super cool looking. Nullify, which is 2. Void, sorcery.
So those are ors.
Oh, okay. Then just void. I got it because it's got commas.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use my last pool dice.
So that 7?
Yep.
Cool. All right, so Kel has 7. Kai, what are they doing?
I'm using Touched by the Light to try and counteract this. I'm gifted. I'm attuned. I am. My awareness of Kel's, at least my perception, anyways. My awareness of his evil is granting me the willpower and the education and the history between us to take advantage of this demon lore.
I think demon lore is definitely, yeah. No, I'm into that. So are you, like, I'm just trying to understand, like, what's the actual one phrase action that you're doing? Are you using your willpower to, like, blast him with some sort of magical, like, thought shield? Or are you, like, what are you doing?
I'm touching him.
Oh, you're just grabbing him. Oh, my God. That's so sad. Okay. So you have 8.
Do I still have pool dice, or does that...
How many have you used?
You said he used all of them.
Yeah. How does this work? So I had 6.
So to refresh your pool dice, we have to do a refreshment scene. And so, real quick, oh my God. Jake, when was the last time you saw your sibling Kel?
We were 5. And we were playing. I remember our parents were not happy, and there was something with regard to something great was at stake, and there was a lot of screaming. And at the last second, Kel was lifted up by someone and taken away.
Kel, do you remember that?
Yeah, they were playing checkers.
Space checkers.
Yeah, space. Like they were hovering just slightly above the board.
So, give me a little interaction between Kai and Kel when you're 5-year-olds.
Checkmate.
Wait, I thought you were playing checkers.
Yeah.
Dad.
Kel says, "We're playing checkers, you idiot." Oh, that's a very angsty 5-year-old. Sorry, I went too deep. There's some angst in there.
I think Kai would just be staring at Kel.
Kel's cheating. Kel's definitely cheating.
I mean, within the context of the stress of this situation, the screaming, the agony of the parents in the picture that I've painted, I think I would be staring at Kel, sadly, and just I guess I'm trying to communicate with my eyes that I'm sorry.
Kel, I think, doesn't realize it, and he's like completely tuned out, just because of how, like you mentioned, the yelling and the pain. Like his defense mechanism is to not pay attention to it, and he's just like focused on the game. He's like jumping checkers he shouldn't be jumping. Like Kai is trying to connect with him, and Kel is just like not having any of it. And I don't think there's a lot of talking going on, just because there's shouting in the other room and they're just kind of not communicating.
Damn. Okay, that's good enough. This seems like a very tense history. So yeah, you guys can both refresh your pool die.
Okay, and I use them all.
Ditto.
So this would be is it 14?
Yeah. Okay. Kel, what about you?
So 7, and I'm going to use all mine too. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 total.
Let's do it.
Wow.
Ooh, that's not very good.
I'm going to use Kel's special move, Void Blooded. Once per refresh, you can force another character who is visible to you to re-roll their even dice.
Oh, shit.
Whoa.
So all 6 of mine, then I re-roll them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
So I got a 2.
Shit. That's exactly what he needed to win, right? Because he has 3.
Yeah.
He has 3. Oh my god, what a pain in the ass. Okay, so Matt rolled. Kel rolled 3 wins, and Kai rolled 7 or 6 wins, and then you made him re-roll it, and you only got 2. So that means that Kel has a success level of fair. So, like, you guys tell me, like, what was Kel and Kai trying to accomplish, and how does Kel getting a fair success level manifest? Like, what does that mean?
Kel was trying to accomplish not having Kai's will sapped by, or like have him become whatever it was, drained by Satara.
And Kai got a 2, which is good. And what was Kai's goal?
My goal, I just, I think I had given up on Kel at that moment.
Yeah.
And so my goal was basically to, not necessarily to see him suffer, but to let him go, to stop him in his tracks, and to stop protecting him.
But you were like using magic and shit. So you were like trying to nullify his magic, right?
Yeah.
Or something?
I guess maybe more accurately, like just stop him from using it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So what he saw was Kel attempting, like facing Satara and being hugged, and he thought that Kel was trying to attack Magister with his magic, and then what Kel was actually trying to do is just nullify all of Satara and Magister's whole situation, and Kai managed to. So I think the result of one hit for Kel means he can prevent Satara from draining Kai, but he can't help Satara in whatever role is coming between those two.
Yeah, I would say like you can choose either Kai or Magister Lor to nullify.
Yeah, choosing Kai for sure.
Okay. Cool.
All right, I'm gonna log up for the night, guys.
Yeah, I gotta go too.
Yeah, I think that there's a blast of brotherly magic that like shoots you guys both off into both directions as you try and like stop each other from helping your masters or what you thought was that, but instead of like, you know, actually helping each other. But anyway, there's this cool like plume of magical energy that knocks you guys both backwards, and you fall down on the edge of the walkway, unconscious. And so now I need to see from
See you guys.
Satara
Yep.
and Magister Lor what happens.
Well, since it helps the story, I'm going to argue that a special ability doesn't necessarily have to be your entire turn, because I believe that that's exactly what just did. You know, he was on his turn and he used this special ability. So
Okay.
the main reason why I say that is because basically I'm going to try to leech, because that's part of what is going on here. And then I'm going to try.
I just mean that like with the leech thing, it specifically says that they can attempt to resist it.
Correct.
So,
And both of them, well, I would say that Kai was protected, but and Kel, let's say I didn't try and take it from Kel. So I guess we can see if I get it from Master Lore, and then we can just do one final roll to see if I resist his commands, at which point I'll crush his skull, or if he actually does contain me, at which point he can shut off the Leviathans. That's my.
sure.
That's
I mean,
my.
I don't know about all that. I'm just thinking like you and him are head to head. Didn't you just try to leech already?
I haven't rolled anything.
You don't have to roll for that. It's just you can do it
Okay,
once per scene.
that's fine.
So
I just know that I'm about ready to get shut down. Like
no, I think you were already leeching like as we were setting up the last set of actions, and I think
Okay.
that's what Kai and Kel were sort of like fighting over, was allowing you to do that. So why don't we let Magister Lor resist your leech if he can. So Magister Lor, you feel the demon like pulling at your life essence. How do you resist it?
I don't know that I have anything specifically that would help me resist. I mean, I guess most of my character sheet talks about being able just to control. So I guess it would just.
I mean, I would think like
be a test of wills almost.
Yeah, mystic, wise, mastery, defend, maybe push, because you're like, oh, force pushing him away versus demons. I don't know. There's definitely ways to frame it.
I mean, I knowing demon lore, perhaps I have knowledge that how to resist, or you know what I mean. That knowing that what's going on, I guess, or what he's attempting, or she rather, is attempting to do.
Yeah. So what's your pool? Build it up.
Well, I used my pool all completely.
No, I'm sorry. Like, what's your dice roll based on your abilities? So mystic is 1.
Right.
And then what?
Demon lore.
So wise.
Wise, yeah.
Demon lore.
Demon lore. Educated arts, maybe. I don't know.
Like how so?
Basically understanding what's going on. I don't know. Like I said, it's all kind of a stretch.
Well, like, talk about it, man. Because like, you can do whatever you want. You just have to make it sound feasible.
Sure.
So if Satara is trying to leech your essence, you may steal life essence from up to 4 humans you can see. You may attempt to resist or avoid the power if you have the means. If not, they're going to steal one of your pool. If you don't have any pool, you're going to become drained.
Well, okay. Well, here.
One thing that complicates this, Chet, is that he did roll and he used a bunch of his pool earlier, right before the little battle between Kel and Kai, and it was to bind me. So it's a question of, is that happening right now and the thing is happening simultaneously, or no?
I think it was happening simultaneously.
Okay, that makes sense.
So I mean, I can. So under my special abilities, it says I can channel essence to cast spells using my sorcerer trait. Could I simply not just defend?
Yeah, totally. Definitely.
Okay. I mean, because I feel like that would be what I would do.
Yeah, I would think mystic is 1, sorcerer, mastery is 2, defend versus demons, which I think you unlocked, right?
Correct.
So, I mean, if you want to say like push, I'm into that, man, because you're gonna like use your magic to like knock it back. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that would be 6, 7.
Okay.
Plus any pool.
I'm out.
Which I think you're empty. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. So 7. So roll 76. One, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's not bad.
It's good. It's very good. That's incredible. So because all this shit's been happening at the same time, I'm not gonna like normally incredible would be like you completely obliterate it, but I'm not gonna quite do that because everything's been happening at the same time and it's hard to keep track of everything. And you were grabbing the demon, and then the demon tried to like suck your life essence, and I would say that you just like let go of your grasp around it and like shoot it with your fucking Jedi powers, and it knocks Satara back to the edge of the pathway.
Should I have contested that, Chet?
No, because
I mean, wasn't he always going to succeed then?
well, only depending on what he rolls.
Okay.
Like again, you were using your leech essence ability. I know that it's not like the same thing, but like that's what you were doing. And when I'm reading that, it sounds like you kind of have to like do a thing to do that. It doesn't sound like you can do that and also do other stuff. So this is why I'm not like knocking you off the edge of the platform. I'm knocking you to the edge. You know what I mean? So I think Kai and Kel are unconscious, and Magister Lor and Satara are like 20 feet apart, facing off against each other. It's 10:35. Like, what happens?
I think I still can't move. So I think it's
You can't move?
well, he's commanded me to not move. And
but you bought that off, I thought.
If it's as easy as just doing that, then that's fine.
So let's remember. So you were gonna buy that off depending on the roll. So yeah, I don't remember what the roll was.
No, you know what? It's fine. I'm a demon monster. Let's say I bought it off, and now I can move, and now it's just a question of I'm gonna race towards him, you know, trying to use my razor claws to cut him down, and so I'm gonna get a demonic strength speed razor claw versus sorcerer again.
Cool.
And then I'll use my last 4 die. And then he's spent on die, but he can still put together a pretty good key defense. And then we'll just roll it.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
Magister Lor. Tell me about the time when you chose Kai over Kel to be your apprentice.
Damn it. I wish those two guys were still on. I totally had this vision in mind of borrowing from Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
That song, Fourth Chamber, where the very beginning of the song, they're like, he's like, choose the sword and you will join me. Choose the ball and you will go with your mother. And I had envisioned like making this offer to the twins, and Kai chose the sword and Kel chose the ball.
Wow.
And that kind of tied into the whole mother thing. It tied into all of it.
That's awesome.
I wanted to say that earlier, but the other two guys jumped off so quickly. I was like, damn it.
So, but seriously, like, so is that what happened?
Well, they're not here, so yeah. Yeah, they were 5. They don't remember it, so you know they've got that childhood amnesia.
So you chose Kai because he chose the sword.
Yep.
All right. Is that worth a pool refresh? Aaron, what do you think?
Sure.
Okay. So your pool is refreshed. So you have 4 again.
Okay.
All right, guys. Let's do this last roll. Figure out who wins.
Okay. So just so I'm clear, Satara, we determined, is not under my control.
No.
Because Satara bought it off. Okay.
Correct. Yeah, and feel free, Satara, to buy any upgrades that will help you win here.
Okay.
Same for Lore, man. Like I feel like we didn't get as many key upgrades like as I would have hoped. So feel free to like look into those and give yourself some points if it makes sense. I mean, I can see duty again for Magister Lor. Yeah, I don't know. Probably just that one.
Nope. I keep watching your screen here.
Oh, I can go back.
No, you're fine. I went ahead and so I've got 2 tabs open, basically the Hangout and then Roll20. So I was reading my sheet and then you clicked off of it. I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, I think Magister Lor would just continue to try to bind this demon. So
Okay. I mean, essence is like where magic comes from. So anytime you use essence, anytime you use magic, you're going to be using essence. So that would apply. Demons, you're obviously fighting a demon, so that would apply. I'm just looking at your other options for buying things. Yeah. So I would say go for sorcerer if you've got an advance.
well, I mean, I guess I could just attack the demon in hopes to weaken. I don't know.
No, I'm saying like if you have 5 XP, you should buy essence or demons. Under sorcerer, because either of those.
I bought demons before.
Oh, then you should buy essence, because like essence is like in this world, it's a little unfair because it's open to interpretation, but there is some lore. Essence is sort of like positive magic, and void is like negative magic, and so like the sun, the star in the middle of this world is supposed to be like made of pure essence, and Kai, who is your apprentice, is like essence touched or whatever. What is it? Yeah, touched by the light of the sky star. All that stuff comes from the star, which is essence. And Kel, who was void touched, is like outer space is the void, and that is like negative energy. So if you could pick essence, that's essentially gonna apply to like any magic stuff that you do, I would say.
Yeah, but do I have enough XP to buy since I already bought demons?
I don't know, man.
Let's say yes.
Well, okay, in that case, then
why don't you like talk about how? I mean, look at your keys, right? So you can act out of fear, anger, compassion, or love. That would buy off the key of balance. If Satara has angered you so much that you just like have to destroy it. Think about like Luke Skywalker when like the Emperor gets to him and he's like, no, and he just like starts freaking out. Or
actually that's exactly what I was thinking about for the Magister.
Yeah, or key of the mentor, which is like let your apprentice go. Like you saw your apprentice get blasted in both directions. You could be like, fuck him. That's another option.
Yeah, see, that's just it though. Like, because I was actually thinking of the whole Jedi reference, and I was like, well, that's often their downfalls because they're too committed to, who they are.
Yeah.
And that's how I envisioned this character as well. I wouldn't give up Kai or act irrationally based on things that a demon's gonna say. I already know that the demon's gonna try to rile me up.
So you basically just said you're not buying off any keys.
No, I don't want to do that.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
All right. So what do you got there in the end then?
Yeah, let's roll.
Okay.
And Chad, help me do this. I got monstrous. I'm in sea demon. Is that a point?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I'm in monstrous. Is that a point?
Yep.
Okay. I'm demonic.
That's 2.
So that's 4. Strength 5. Speed 6. Razor claws 7. Sorcerers 8.
Yep.
And then I'm using the 2 level ups that I've gotten to add 2 more die to my pool.
Oh my god.
And I'm using, so that brought me from 4 to 6. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14.
Jeez.
Okay. So
And
8.
I'm completely emptying my pool.
Okay, so 14 total die for Satara. Joe.
Yeah. Wow.
Think about, again, we're building a story together. So feel free to like let Satara win. That might be kind of fucking awesome. Who knows where that might go? But you have abilities, you have options. You can buy shit off.
Yeah. Satara is the name of the Indian restaurant in Urbana.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
All my good jokes are at the end. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, I could buy off everything, right, in order to try to compete with the number of throws.
Well, it has to make sense.
Right.
That's the trouble.
Yeah, but I mean, are we playing another sesh after this, or is this it?
For Magister Lor, this is it. We're gonna play next time. We're gonna be playing Lady Blackbird.
Okay.
Which is the same.
Back, Joe. I figured out what the maximum amount of logical and realistic points I could get, and I threw them in. I would suggest you do the same.
Yeah, man. Seriously, like, there's no shame in. I mean, it's not really metagaming because like metagaming has negative connotations to it, and this game is designed to reward you for following your best traits. All these characters have like very specific like archetypes. Like that's why they're pre-gen characters and not like where you play in D&D or Dungeon World, like make your guy up, Like
Right.
these are pre-gen archetype characters, and it's supposed to like allow you guys to have some fun, almost like thinking less about your character and just playing the role of the scoundrel or the wise old monk or whatever. You don't have to worry as much about creating that stuff. So like utilizing their skills and buying off shit. I mean, that's really interesting, depending on like when you decide when to do it and how to do it. So
if you don't put up a good defense, I'm basically gonna leave the drained Kel and Kai to be devoured by leviathans as I board Kel's airship and wreak havoc on all the other planets in. So do your best.
Well, in that sense, I could just let my apprentice go.
Yeah.
I mean, he never listens anyway. Bastard.
I'm into that.
But I mean, ultimately,
I think when you say let your apprentice go, like Joe, just so you know, story-wise, to me what that means, whatever action you take is going to result in their death or their assumed death.
But you're a practical guy. You do what needs to be done.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't let my feelings about Kai get in the way of what I'm trying to do.
Totally.
So I very easily would just cut that one off.
Yeah, no, I'm cool with that. I'm just saying, like, you can't just say, like, my perspective has changed and he's laying on the ground over there and I let him go. Like, no, like, whatever you do is going to have some kind of huge, like, magical resonant wave that's going to knock him into the depths. And you're going to be okay with that. And, like, maybe he died, maybe he didn't. But as far as the audience is concerned, you decided that he wasn't important anymore. That's what buying off a key means.
I got it.
It's like a huge change in a character, which is cool, right? Like we want to see that. Like that's fun.
Like even if Satara kept going, the fact that she had shrugged off the demonic like rules she's supposed to live by, I think that would have some consequences to her. Not that we're going to keep playing this.
Oh yeah,
that's
we
the
might.
idea.
We might though. I'm into it.
Got it.
So I think do that. Take 2 advances, which means you can have tags, or you can have pool. Like you can have extra dice.
What are tags, I guess?
The tags are the things that show up under your traits. So insight, thoughts, feelings, intentions, educated, arts, history. Right. Those are tags. So you can unlock the ones that are in brackets.
I understand. Okay.
Or you can add to your pool. Or you can do one of each.
And correct me if I'm wrong. I think you said earlier, like I have to choose one or the other, right? Mystic or Demon Hunter.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. If I unlocked something under like so, for instance, demons under the mystic trait. Did I say that right? I don't get it if I went to like a demon hunter and under warrior, right?
If you unlocked demons under like sorcerer.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So for each action, you have to pick either the left or the right, and then you can pick both of the categories under it. So if you're demon hunting, you could do veteran and warrior, but then you have to choose one list of tags.
Right.
So you could say demon hunter 1, veteran 2, warrior 2, and then mastery, blade, defend, maneuver, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Understood.
So if you want to just like fuck him up, dude, I would like seriously unlock merciless and demons and just like start going nuts on this bitch.
Well, that's kind of what I was thinking. I have that badass sword, but
yeah, do it, Joe.
Okay, I think that's the direction to go. Like this demon is resisting my ability to control it, so we're gonna just try to destroy it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay. So demon hunter is 1. Warrior and veteran are 2.
Okay.
I think veteran because you're just an old coot badass. Like this is not your first attempt. This is like you coming to this conclusion via experience and having fought, right?
Right.
Mastery, that's 2 more, so 5. Blade, that's 2 more, so 7. Attack, that's
8.
1 more, that's 8. Demons, that's 1 more, that's 9. And then did you buy off merciless too?
Yeah, but what does that mean? Just
you're fighting him mercilessly.
Okay. Yeah, then that would be the way to go.
Yeah, so 10. And then how many pool?
You let me reset, so it's 14.
Yeah, so 14 dice for Magister Lor. Magister Lor is going nuts. Satara.
With a sword, just like a Jedi.
Satara.
Mm-hmm.
Magister Lor just went nuts on you. What are you doing?
Oh, we already calculated mine.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
I have 14 also.
So it's 14 to 14.
But like, what did you say you were doing though? I don't remember.
I am I am a sea demon. I am monster.
Oh yeah.
Demonic, strength, speed, razor claws versus a sorcerer.
Holy shit.
I see my enemy in front of me, and there's no more time for deception. There's no more time for leeching. I am going full she barbarian demon running towards him. I'm gonna rip him to shreds unless he hits me first.
This is absolutely beautiful. Okay. Come on, boyos. Let's do it. 14 dice each. Holy shit.
Got 7.
I only got 6.
Oh my god.
Uh,
Still though. Holy shit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Holy shit. Okay. So that means a fair result for Magister Lor. What do you guys say about this? Satara rushes forward, like running on 4 claws, just like maddening. And Magister Lor like pulls out his sword, and they meet in like this just epic fucking battle where Satara is swiping and Magister Lor is blocking and stabbing, and Satara is like grappling and Magister Lor is cutting, and essentially like the more Satara tries to kill, the more Magister Lor is able to knock Satara back and damage her, essentially.
Don't forget the wave of energy that knocks Kel and Kai off the.
Oh, they're on the sides. This happened like long ago. Like they're down and out, and now
No,
it's just,
I mean off of the bridge. And
why are they off the bridge?
oh well, you said because he broke his tie with.
yeah.
No, that doesn't like
Oh,
destroy
I thought
him.
I thought that's what you specifically said.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought you said too.
You said specifically that if you broke that tie, that was going to happen.
Oh,
I was
ooh,
going off of.
maybe I
So
did.
this is being recorded, so you can go back and listen to it.
Yeah, I'll go listen to that. Let's see. Let your apprentice go. Yeah, I think definitely that's cool. As you guys are fighting, just like shards of arcanic energy are like blasting off of you two, and they are pushing both of Kai and Kel towards the edge. But Kai is the one who gets knocked over as Magister Lor delivers like a final swipe, like upwards and downwards, to cut back Satara's advance, and like the energy like pushes back, and Kel falls off the edge, and we see Magister Lor notice Kai fall and turn back towards Satara and rushes forwards and attacks her once again. So he like gave up on Kel. He didn't care that Kel fell, and he rushed forwards and continued. He pressed the fight towards Satara. And I think Satara, isn't defeated, but she doesn't lose the war, but she loses the battle and is able to escape somehow, maybe. Like, Aaron, you tell me, like, does she jump on a Leviathan's back? Does she take Kai's airship? Like, what does she do?
Yeah, I think she can't it be both? Like, let's say the Leviathans are like escaping now, and she leaps off the edge and grabs one as it's descending up, and then she jumps off and jumps on Kel's airship, and
Love it.
and leaves. And Kel is still unconscious on the bridge.
Yeah, no, I think Magister Lor and Kel are the ones that are left at his sanctum.
Yeah.
Because Kai fell and Satara escaped. So I would imagine if we were to continue this, perhaps Magister Lor and Kel might have a new relationship to develop.
Mm-hmm. And
which is pretty dope.
And Kel is finding out more about where the Leviathans come from.
Yeah.
Or I mean Kai, I'm sorry.
Oh, Kai, yeah. Kai is falling into his death.
Kai is going to find out more about the Leviathans. Sarah is off to do her wickedness. And yeah, I think Magister Lor and Kel have to have a reckoning.
Totes. The end. Yay. Okay. We have a new sign off that we have to apply to this episode. Every single sign off is going to be different. And so here it goes. I'm sorry you listen to this. That's all I got. What do you guys think? Is that good?
What was it?
I didn't hear it.
I didn't hear anything.
I just said I'm sorry.